Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network radio show. Our mission is to interview successful entrepreneurs who are willing to share with us their ideas and experiences, both the successes and the failures. Because as it has been jokingly said, you should learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. My name is Ike Engelbaum, and I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is a group of motivated people that are all interested in helping each other in achieving our personal and professional goals. Please check out our website, entrepreneursnetworkofmichigan.com, for meeting schedule as well as self-improvement material. Our philosophy is that if it's to be, it's up to me. If you are 50 and above, one of the biggest decisions aside from your financial situation is where and how you should live. Our professional staff at HOW, stands for House Calls on Wheels, is ready to help you if you call 888-489-8980 for a free consultation as to whether you should stay in your current home or renovate it with a customized healthcare suite in your attached garage. Yes, you can have living quarters healthcare suite in your attached garage, or we can attach it to your home. We can install ramps, walkways, and bathtubs, stair glides, and bring in insurance-covered medical professional medical staff that is covered by your insurance, or affordable non-medical help, or move into a senior apartment, independent, assisted living center. We can do it all, or just give us a free call. It has been wisely said that in life you feel in one of two ways. You do without thinking, or you think without doing. Please let us help you do what's best for you to do at no charge. Just call 888-489-8980 and let us know what time we can call you or visit with you at no charge. Remember, asking for help is not a weakness, but it's a strength. Please call us at 888-489-8980 and let us help you stay strong and age in dignity. Family run for over 88 years, Friends Hardware has remained family-owned and operated. Friends Hardware is one of a kind. You'll find the newest products offered on TV at very competitive prices. You'll also find safety products, grab bars for bathrooms, battery-operated light switches, remote control devices that you can turn your lamps on or any electrical device. You don't have to run out there anymore. Just press the button. Better yet, just visit Friends Hardware, located on Main Street and 11.5 Mile Road. They're open every day. If you wish to call, it's 248-544-8111. That's 248-544-8111. Better yet, just visit 11.5 Mile Road and Main Street, Friends Hardware. When it's time to move, don't trust all your memories and most prized possessions to just some guys with a truck. Get personalized first-class treatment from bonded and experienced moving professionals. If you're confused about all the details involved in moving from one household to another, call 1-888-489-8980. Is always the concern of who should I call about the utilities? How shall I handle my household appliances? What should I do about my pets? What do I need to handle in advance of the move? For a free brochure titled Practical Hints to Make Moving Day Easier, call Aberdeen Van Lines at 1-888-489-8980. We can even help you in selling your home or any furniture that you may no longer wish for your next move. Let Aberdeen help make your move a dream. So call 1-888-489-8980 now. And we're on, and hopefully you are as well. And we can really be very grateful that we're having the weather that we're having. People are complaining about how hot it is, but we had a few jolts of that. But it's certainly a fantastic day today. And I am always on the search, if you're an entrepreneur, to join up with us because our Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan group meets usually the third or fourth Tuesday of each month. Our next meeting is going to be the third Tuesday, which is the 23rd of July, 11:30 to 1. We meet out at the Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce headquarters. It's a terrific setting. We're in Wall Lake, and guess what? We can actually almost see Wall Lake from our meeting room. And our last session, we had the privilege of really listening to a phenomenal entrepreneur. In fact, I would almost call him a entrepreneur's entrepreneur. Bryant Goodreau, and actually he's very good. He's director of the DBG Social Connection, and it's titled as the new alternative to networking. I'll tell you one message after all the years that I've been involved with entrepreneurship is the worst thing in the world is that you resent that someone else is out there doing something similar to what you're doing. The greatest entrepreneurs have taken advantage of what's around them and collaborate. And I am a firm believer in collaborating. That's why I strongly endorse your checking out DBG Social Connection. They meet every other Tuesday from 11:30 to 1 out on the east side. And I'm so glad that actually Bryant is a busy guy. He's in the insurance business. In fact, Michigan Insurance Source. And how he can find time to do all of this stuff is beyond me. So, Brian Goodrow, welcome to the show, and tell us how the heck do you do what you're doing?
How you doing, Ike? How are you today?
I am marvelous, sir. And I was very impressed with your talents. And at our last meeting, we spoke about artificial intelligence. I wondered if you could share with us some of the highlights of your presentation. Go for it.
Well, you started off the conversation asking me how I can do as much as I do, and AI has changed a major part of that because it allows me to really expand into better ways of marketing, better ways of communications with clients and, employees. It allows me to do so much more and in such a little bit of time.
And, no, I actually was really impressed as that how you are so giving in the information and that you can help other people that want to use artificial intelligence in their business. Can you give us a little taste of what you suggest to people that are in business?
Well, the first thing I would recommend, because there's so much out there, but if you want to start off in the basic, that would be ChatGPT. You can start for free at their version of 3.5, or you can upgrade to 4.0 or 4.0, is the way they call it nowadays. And if you're looking just to get basic ideas on how to market your company, or maybe a Facebook post or a LinkedIn post, various things along those lines where guys get stumped. They see their day-to-day. They want to be more active in social media and marketing. Just go in and try ChatGPT and type in, give me 10 Facebook posts that could help my company and whatever you do. So if it's interior painting, if it's body work, if it's insurance like I do, or, social media marketing. And it can come up with 10 things for you that helps that breaking of your brain, that, wow, okay, it broke down the wall, and now let's go to the next step. What would those posts look like? What images can I put in those posts? And in some people's cases, they have paid thousands of dollars to marketing companies, and ChatGPT only costs them $20 a month, and they can do the exact same thing themselves.
Now, if anyone is interested in getting a hold of you, is there a phone number you'd like to give out, or we can filter it through our toll-free number? What is your preference?
Well, the easiest, there's a couple ways you can get a hold of me. First, you can go to DBG, S as in Sam, C as in cat.org. Okay, so dbgsc.org, that's our website. They can get a free business listing, and they can connect through me that way. Or they can call us at 586-515-9493.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was really impressed that you had quite a few questions that came up in your presentation that you were giving right on the spot answers that were not fluff stuff. It was actually real stuff. What is one of the most common things that people ask you when you hear it talking about ChatGPT? Is there any
how do I get started?
How to get started?
That's like the first question. How to get started? Because there's so much out there for information. Google's got its version of an AI. Canva's got its version. I mean, there's all these different versions out there, and people are like, well, which one do I go to? How do I get started?
Mm-hmm.
And I tend to point everybody to Chat because it's one of the simplest and easiest ones I've known to work with. And it's real simple to get going.
Mm-hmm. Is there any particular application that you've used artificial intelligence that you found to be, like David Letterman says, at the top? What have you found to be most successful?
Well, the biggest thing of it is if you look at, if you wanted to hire a marketing firm that would have the knowledge of Dan Kennedy, the skills of, professionals through many, many years, and the uniqueness of Gary Vaynerchuk, you can ask the questions into Chat, and you have the ability of having all those people at your fingertips if you ask Chat the right questions. And it's about asking the right questions. You can ask it to make a business letter in the tone of Dan Kennedy, or how to write a script for a video and kind of make it similar to the way Gary Vaynerchuk would do it. And it would spit it out for you, simple and easy. You just have to feel free to ask it stuff, feel free to play with it, and not be afraid of it.
Yeah, well, that fear is always the biggest concern. And are you going to be discussing that at your upcoming network meetings as far as some of the applications of artificial intelligence, or is each meeting intended for getting to know one another? In fact, in my opinion, that's why I founded the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan. After all of the technology that's out there, nothing beats a human being to human being connection. So your meetings are every other Tuesday and Thursday, is that right?
Currently, right now, we have two groups that meet. One meets every other Tuesday at Ireland's Pub at 14 and Harper in Clinton Township. And then the first and third Thursday at Rogers Roost in Warren, right off of Shaner. And they are meant for individuals to come in and represent their business. And as long as they remember, they have that category locked. So in other words, they're the only commercial insurance agent, or they're the only mortgage lender. And it allows them to network with other professionals just like themselves. And then they have those other professionals turning into their sales force and going out and going, oh, hey, you need a mortgage? I got a guy. Or, hey, you need a payroll service? I know somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And the nice thing about, like I said, DBG is the alternative to social networking, something a little different. We're a manageable price of $95 a year. We're not a national organization that, costs you an arm and a leg to get started, or even a chamber of commerce that, involves themselves in more politics than actually helping the small business. We're there, made up of business owners, and keeping it a reasonable price because, like you said, the best way to market your business is, face-to-face. As much as I love AI and how it's helping people to change their marketing and various other things, at the end of the day, it's about shaking hands, meeting people, and feeling comfortable enough to refer them because they're going to go do a job for you, that there would be no regrets when they're done helping a friend or a fellow business colleague out.
Well, I want to add, as they say in the big time, an addendum, and that is I am 101% in your corner since I've been promoting a human being to human being connection. When indeed you make a connection and someone tells you what they do, in all due respect, what I always ask is that can you give me some references or some people that you've done work for? Because if I'm going to recommend you, I want to make darn sure that you provide a good service. The worst thing in the world that you can do is just because someone is, very friendly and social, you're in a nice, enjoyable type of surrounding, don't assume that they are, perfect at what they're promoting. So I would check them out, and I found it to be very, very important because you don't want to recommend someone who is going to possibly cut corners and make you look bad. Do you agree with that, or what's your thoughts on that?
No, actually, I fully agree with that. I fully agree with having more than one arrow in your quiver. Some groups say that you can't belong to other groups because of the fact that they want you committed to the people in their group. But just like anything else, maybe the one mortgage person in my group, one group, doesn't fit my client. But maybe the mortgage person in another group I do business with, that person fits my client.
Mm-hmm.
So a good networker always has more arrows in their quiver because their clients are different, and you got to make sure you got the right person to connect with your client.
Right.
Because if you don't have the right person, they could be the greatest thing since sliced bread, but if their personalities don't match or if something goes wrong, it's not there to help anybody out at that point.
Right.
So you have more than one arrow in your quiver, and DBG allows people to do that, allows them to network, allows them to get out there and make sure that they have their quiver full of arrows. So when it comes to recommending somebody, whoever they recommend, they feel comfortable with it.
Right. Well, there's another very important tip that I've found, and that is that talking about successes, also think about what not to do. The worst thing in the world is that when you're at a networking meeting and you try to sell to the person that you're trying to develop a relationship with, they are not your customer. They are a contact, okay? And if you present yourself as coming on like gangbusters trying to make a sale for someone who you just met, it's self-destructive. And what you always should remember, networking as such means just by networking, it's not working, it's net. Each person, I have my rule of 250. Each person has a 250 people approximately that are going to come to your wedding and to your funeral. So when you meet someone, there are 250 people that they know that you might not know. So you're networking with them, with their connection. And I also think it's very important to pick up on a talent that you may not even appreciate that you have, but you have energy. I mean, when you speak, it's not like you're falling asleep. If you have to take an extra breath of air, but come on strong. Best example was the other night when we had the presidential debate, quote unquote. There was a difference in style, wasn't there?
There were a little difference in style. For the many years of sitting on board of directors for Chamber of Commerce and various things along those lines, I always, joke about the one-hit wonders or the one-year wonders. The people that join, go to all the networking events, and all their job is, oh, look, I'm going to flop my business card in somebody's hand and keep moving,
right.
and keep moving.
Right.
And then within a year's time, you never see them again. And they say, I never got any business. I didn't see the point. And the thing of it is if they actually took the time to build relationships, to find out how they could help the person they're flopping their business card in their hand, because it's a two-way street. And most of the time, those one-year wonders never find out how the other person could be needing help, or things that they might have in their quiver that could help the other person out. And then once that person sees that, hey, they're willing to help me, then that opens up the door to make it sure it's a two-way street, and networking grows and their business grows.
Right.
Because, the old saying, rising tides raise all boats.
Right. Well, one lesson that I've learned over the years is that the classic is that we were all created with 2 ears and 1 mouth, so which means that we should listen twice as much as we speak. So, and a lot of times you're so busy, you're so excited, you see all these different entrepreneur business professionals that you feel that you got to make a sales pitch. You're not there to make a sales pitch. Like you just brought out, they have to know you. There's that KLT formula too that I like to remind people, and that's to be successful, people first of all have to know you, and number 2, they have to like you, and 3, they have to trust you. If you can follow on that principle, I think you'll be successful. By the way, I don't know if you've got sort of a tagline that you use, but one that I found successful is that when you're meeting someone, after you get to know them a little bit, and you can usually tell by their facial expression and their body language whether there's chemistry there for you to continue talking to them, is that if you indeed feel comfortable with them, ask them, say, what you just said, and be sincere, by the way, very, very important, is ask them, what you just said is very interesting. Now, the next time I meet someone, who is it that you feel you could be most helpful to? Have them identify who their ideal client is. That makes them feel good in the sense that you truly show interest in them. But what's most important is that for you to build a bond is that you should know who the ideal client is. Would you agree that that's probably one of the biggest mistakes people make? They really don't know who their ideal client is. True or false?
Oh, that is absolutely true. Too many people sit there and, as I call it, they do the birdshot of marketing. They sit there and say, "Hi, I sell insurance. I can help anybody looking for insurance." Well, that's a problem because maybe you have a specialty in small business, or maybe your specialty is home and auto. It could be a wide range of things. And if you don't know what your specialty is or your ideal client is, then how are you any different from the person up the road? You're not helping that person to refer you in any way.
Right. Well, you're part of the Michigan Insurance Source group. Can you tell us about who your ideal client is?
My ideal client for my insurance agency is the small business owners, the people that are getting started, that don't know exactly what they need, and sometimes they put their business at risk by not being properly insured. And so what we do is we allow that small business owner to feel comfortable that they're properly insured at a affordable rate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, you and I had a brief chat at the last meeting that we saw each other, and I can tell you from a personal disaster almost, we had a shopping center where one of our tenants was underinsured, and fortunately, what many people don't realize is that when you're in a shopping center, the fact that you as a tenant can only insure yourself, but the overall center is whoever owns the center. So we purposely went out when we got the center to buy more insurance than we really needed. And fortunately, because we did, one of our tenants that was underinsured was salvaged to be able to get back in the business because they could not have gotten back in because they cut corners. I wondered if you can share possibly some of the mistakes that some of your people that you've sold insurance to, that other people might learn what not to do? Is there some tips that you might want to share?
Well, the biggest thing that you look at for an average small business owner, they have what is known as a BOP plan, a business owner policy. And a good majority of those plans come with a lot of features. But there's things that they need to add on. So if you own a office, or like in your case with your former client that was a tenant in the complex you own, if you have a location that could be shut down because of fire, water, smoke damage because of a business up in the same complex, they need to understand, loss of income and how that works. And a lot of times when people get that, they either put a very large deductible, so in other words, how many days that they have to lose business, or they might not pick it up at all. And that, to me, for anybody who has a location, is something they really need to look into, because the smallest thing can shut your business down nowadays, and you want to make sure until you get back on your feet, you have some form of income to pay your bills, to pay your rent, to pay your clients or not your clients, but your vendors, to make sure that they're taken care of and they're not going to foreclose on your business.
Now, you are an independent agent, which means that you're not beholden to any particular one company. Is that correct?
Yes, I don't have the ability to shop everybody, but I do have ability to shop multiple carriers, where if you went to a captured company like a State Farm, and nothing against them, they might only have one product for you, where I might have 4 or 5 different products, and I can get you the better price or match your price but get you better coverage.
And you become the advocate for the tenant, or whoever, your client, I should say. And as far as businesses out there, is there any particular mistake that you find is one of the biggest mistakes that people make? That you said, hey, wait a minute, this is definitely creating a headache for you. Is there anything in particular that stands out?
Well, the biggest thing is most small business owners, they don't know what they don't know. They know how to run their business day to day, but when it comes to insurance, they always feel they pay too much and get too little. Where in my case, what we do is, like you said, we advocate for them. We make sure they're properly covered. We try to make sure there isn't any stuff that they're not covered for. But because of the fact that they don't know what they don't know, sometimes they don't give us the proper information. Or they sit there and say, oh, I want to do this, but that's so far down the road, they're not ready to insure for that, because that, whatever that is, could raise their premium tremendously. So we work on their behalf to make sure that we ask them the right amount of questions, to make sure they're properly covered, and to cover them for the risks that they have. Where in some cases they say they're doing more when really they're not, or in other cases they forget to tell us. And then when a claim comes down or something happens, they kind of look back going, oh, maybe I should have told you about that.
And I hate to interrupt with an oh, but we've run out of time. It's been a delight to talk to you.
Perfectly fine.
And I never want to leave this segment without my favorite parting thought, which is, if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America, because it is the greatest country in the whole world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.